A giant's corpse suddenly appeared on the beach of a small town. He seemed to weigh more than 60 tons and had just died a few hours ago. Scientists looked at this giant and guessed that he should have fallen into the sea, been drowned, and finally been washed to the shore by the waves. The arrival of this giant attracted everyone's attention and also broke the tranquility of the small town. The scientists approached the giant and began to observe his face. The giant had black eyes looking into the distance, a tall and straight nose, curly hair like the waves of the sea, and a strong body. At first, most people didn't dare to get close and just watched from a distance, till a brave woman stepped onto the giant's body. When people saw that the giant didn't have any reaction, their worries in their hearts disappeared, and then they began to approach the giant. People climbed up along the giant's palm, some people clayed on the giant's chest, and some people danced on the giant's nose. The scientist looked at the scene in front of him and didn't say a word. He knew that he had no way to stop it, so he walked away. On the first day when the giant appeared, he seemed as if he was just asleep. Many people came to the beach to visit the giant, and people didn't leave until the evening. 3 days later, the scientist came to the beach where the giant was again. There were no longer large crowds of people to be seen. The giant's skin had already started to lose its luster. Some workers were drawing pictures on the beach and were discussing how to divide the giant. In the evening of the 4th day, the scientist came to the beach again. He saw a person listening to music in the giant's ear. The giant's body had already shown obvious signs of decay. The skin had completely lost its luster and even became shriveled. The giant's eyes became cloudy, and there were still sandcastles that people had built on his chest. One of the giant's arms had already been taken away by someone, and no one knew who it was. 2 days later, only one leg of the giant was left, and some pictures appeared on the giant's body. On the 7th day, the giant's head also disappeared, and his body had been dug through. People no longer had any interest in the giant. Months later, it seemed that people had completely forgotten that there had been a giant on the beach. However, the giant had left a lot of traces in the small town. One of the giant's leg bones was discarded by the side of the dock, and the butcher shop hung the giant's bone as a sign to attract customers. As time passed slowly, the few huge ribs that the giant had left on the beach were also regarded by people as the bones of some kind of animal, and it was as if the giant had never appeared.